Hello, all my chickadees. Welcome back to the Divine Speaker. Yeah, I know it's been a while from the last one, but the double spicy got me in trouble. So I was just taking a little bit of break. We are going to jump back in, and hopefully it's going to be a good non-spicy stream. I know you guys want the spice, but I can't handle it right now. Alright, here we go. I'm pretty sure this is where we left off. At first, they stayed in silence. Both had a lot they wanted to say, but neither had the guts to say them. Even though they both dreamed of a situation like this, now that it was real, they both hesitated. Eventually, surrounded by an awkward tension, Caspian pointed down the road.
Shall we, take a walk?
If that's what you want.
Oh, maybe they're gonna talk out their differences. Oh, I gotta turn all the audio up so you guys can hear them talk. Oh. There was a distance between the two of them that was much more than a physical issue. Both had made mistakes, and both had been stubborn. But neither had forgotten. With a sigh, Caspian kicked at the dirt beneath his feet.
What have I gotten myself into? Gods and speakers, my son I thought long dead. Even you're here. I thought all of this was long behind me, but it's all been thrown back in my face. I suppose I should have expected something like this to happen eventually. The past really hates staying in the past, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm rambling.
Yes, you are.
It was tough trying to get any word out of Emil's mouth. It was like he was so shut up in his own head that when he actually responded, Caspian couldn't help but feel excited.
I guess I left my wish for adventure in the past, at least. This is all more than I ever asked for.
You were the one that was obsessed. Isn't this right up your alley?
I wasn't obsessed. I was just bored.
Obsessed.
Bored, but come on, you don't think all of this is crazy?
Obsessed, and yes, it's crazy.
Emil let out a quiet sigh, suddenly stopping in his tracks. Caspian turned back over his shoulder, and for a split second he swore he saw the young man Emil used to be. He smiled. How could he not?
Watch out!
Out of nowhere, something suddenly came flying through the air towards Emil. Without a second thought, Caspian leapt in front of Emil, pushing him out of the way of the incoming projectile. Yeah! Protect your boy! Those are some good reflexes he has. The force was too much, though, and they both fell to the ground with a thud. The item in question fell beside them. A small ball. Oh, look at him!
Phew, that was a close one.
You saved his life from a small ball.
Yes, because I would have simply died if a ball hit me. What would you have done if it was something dangerous?
The same thing.
Emil frowned, as if that answer unsettled him for some unknown reason. His face was becoming redder and redder by the second, and Caspian finally noticed their predicament. He hung over top of his old lover, their bodies closer than they had been in nearly 20 years. He couldn't help but gaze at him, as if no time had passed at all. Below him was Emil, his Emil, the Emil he had grown up with, the Emil he had fallen in love with.
Stand up already.
What's wrong, young master speaker? Worried about a little bit of dirt?
Before Caspian had any chance to react, Emil's arms wrapped around him and pulled him in close. He faltered for a moment before hugging him in return. His hands grasped at Emil tightly. Stop it! Hey, stop!
The
Hey.
voice that came out of
No.
Emil was hard to distinguish.
Stop it!
Somewhere.
Sorry. Tiger! Tiger! Child! No! Tiger! Oh my gosh. Sorry, that was my cat deciding to step on the keyboard. Hey, Ohilia! Welcome in! I see the Tilts are enjoying themselves. What did Emil's... What did I say? Emil is the bottom. Oh, I mean, they're just walking, having a good time, and a ball came hurtling towards Emil, and Caspian jumped in the way. He's like, well, what would you do if it was something dangerous? And he's like, the same thing. Oh my gosh, cat. Tiger, why did you step on the keyboard? It's like, he wants pets. That's what he wants. Before Caspian had any chance to react, Emil's arms wrapped around him and pulled him in close. He faltered for a moment before hugging him in return. His hand grasped at Emil tightly. Much taller, broader, bigger than he remembered, yet he was still Emil. The voice that came out of Emil was hard to distinguish, somewhere between a laugh and a cry, like his emotions didn't know how to deal with a situation like this.
Look at me. I'm not young anymore. You know I hate it when you call me that.
You might have grown a little, but you're not so different after all. You'll always be a young master speaker in my heart.
You're as much of a flirt as you were back then.
Maybe that's the only thing that stayed the same then. I'm no leader, no prince. Not anymore.
But maybe I'm still enough for you. Is that wishing for too much? Oh my gosh, I gotta turn this off. Oop, okay.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for doubting you and not taking your side when you were always on mine. I was wrong. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry for abandoning you and blaming you for everything when it was my fault.
Caspian tried to shake his head, but he was being hugged so tightly to Emil that he could barely move.
No, I was wrong too. If I'd only made an effort to see it from your point of view, we would have been able to work it out. I know it. Maybe we could start over. Just one more go at getting along. Like we used to. If you'd have me.
Did we really get along back then?
Apparently that's a important question there.
Those days are my fondest memories, Emil. Because of you.
Aww. His arms tightened and Emil buried his face in Caspian's shoulder.
Tell me, how is Arala? I heard from Raen that she runs an orphanage now.
I haven't seen her since she was fired. I was too ashamed to face her.
I always wished I could have at least said goodbye and that I was sorry.
Me too.
Perhaps, if we both survive this, we can go see her together. Are you going to let me go now?
Just a little longer.
Aww. Just a little longer. See him make up. Heck yeah. The sun was finally starting to set on the hidden village, and Fawn and I made our way back into town. Okay, we're switching back to the boys. Yeah, you still have the bottom energy. No amount of growing can change that. Yeah, it doesn't matter how tall he is. He's a bottom. Okay, boys, listen. Fawn, Raen, listen to me. You guys have had your play date twice within a day. So please, please behave and just go to bed. My body felt tired, exhausted even, from all the hard work searching with Fawn. A little bit of guilt crept into my mind at the thought of everyone else working hard. We were walking the streets when we saw Caspian and Emil up ahead.
Hey, Emil. Now's your chance.
Caspian nudged Emil, who looked in my direction shyly.
Do you have some spare time?
Me?
Do I seem like I'm speaking to anyone else?
No. I'm just a little surprised that you'd want to talk to me. Will you be okay here for a minute? Take your time.
Leaving Fawn and Caspian behind, Emil dragged me off into a quiet corner and stared me down. Am I in trouble? He still wants me dead after all. The silence continued onward until a quiet voice suddenly pierced the air.
I apologize for my prior actions.
What?
Are you hard of hearing? I said I'm sorry. I took my anger out on you, and that was wrong. When I looked at you, I still felt the raw sense of betrayal that I thought I put behind me. But that's no excuse.
He's actually apologizing to me?
I accept your apology then. How could I not if you're being sincere?
Out of jealousy and anger, I faked your judgment and stole away your chance at learning to become a speaker. But it's not too late.
Can I be honest with you?
Emil nodded and I stared at the ground, long and hard.
I'm not sure I want to be a speaker.
You're lucky to have the privilege of choice. Either way, I don't intend to leave you stranded without any knowledge. I'll teach you, if you agree.
You really would?
But I have to tell you the truth. My abilities are difficult to manage, to say the least. They're unusual, amplified to a degree that makes them nearly uncontrollable. Yours, though, I believe are manageable.
I still can't control it at all. What are your abilities anyway?
He put out his hand and I peered in close. I couldn't see anything.
Look closer.
As I watched the space above his hand, waiting for something miraculous showy to appear, I noticed it. A slight haze over his palm that distorted the air around it.
Illusions, hallucinogens. Changing one's perception of reality, distorting the line between what's real and what's imaginary.
That's amazing. How does it work?
How amazing it would be if I could tell you, Raen.
He can cause illusions! Oh no! Oh no! What all did you do in the past? I don't know if we want to know. You know these boys don't listen, Sparrow, but if they do, it for a third time at night. They need the Lord.
All I know is it affects the air around me. If you breathe it in, then the hallucinations will affect your mind. Is it useful? Perhaps, if I could master it.
So, what can your hallucinations do?
I can cloak myself and remain hidden, or hide objects in plain sight. It creates an air around me that can influence people's views.
That's pretty cool, though.
And all I can do is hurt myself.
Emil shook his head, smiling at the same time.
You've got a powerful gift that can be used for good. I'm almost certain there's more to it than you don't understand.
From beneath Emil's layers of clothes, he pulled out a small pocket knife. He raised it to the tip of his finger and pricked it.
Try to heal it.
Tentatively, I reached out towards him. When I touched his hand, nothing happened.
It's no good. I'll never be able to control it.
There must be some common link between the times it's activated. Think hard.
With Fawn that one time, then with Elrond. Neither time I expected to do it.
I think it's always been when I've wanted to help someone, but didn't know what to do. It's never worked when I've wanted it to.
A strong emotional response, and an inner desire to help. To take someone's pain away. Then, close your eyes and picture those moments again. Think of the one you truly love, writhing in pain. Reach out towards them, but don't try to heal. Try to comfort.
In my mind, I saw Fawn. Small, vulnerable, hurt. I reached out, but a blazing light appeared between us, impenetrable.
No good. I can't.
Keep trying. Overcome your obstacles.
I pushed against the light, with my hands, my arms, my entire body. At first, it didn't move an inch. No matter which way I pushed or pulled, it didn't budge.
Embrace it.
Embrace it. When I stopped pushing, something changed. The light that was once a hard wall, impossible to overcome, softened. I reached out and my hand went right through. I took a step forward and enveloped myself in that light. At that moment, I finally opened my eyes. At the end of my finger was a bead of blood.
Your experience was similar to mine, I take it.
Wall. But...
When you accepted it, it allowed you to pass. I was lucky to have someone to teach me that.
Lucius?
Once upon a time, I truly believed he was a good man. Even now in my mind, it's hard to imagine him any different. He was like a father to me.
Who did you imagine?
Well...
Caspian?
What? No, that's not it.
Yes, you did. Even though I heard it from Caspian already, there was something about Emil's reaction that made me instantly flare up too.
It's fine. Don't worry. Caspian, he already told me.
He told you? What? What did he say about me?
That you're a good Omega. It makes people hallucinate. He's an alpha hiding his Omega pheromones.
He said, he thought you were the one.
That stupid romantic man. I suppose we should be rejoining the others. It won't be long until darkness falls.
Alright. And, thank you, Speaker.
I'm not worthy of that title. Come on, let's go.
We retraced our steps back to where we left Caspian and Fawn behind, to find them sitting side by side, chatting happily.
So you lived out in the forest? Alone? That's seriously impressive.
Well, I don't know if it was that impressive.
You built an entire treehouse alone. Is still basically a child.
I think now might be my only chance. Oh, is he gonna propose? Is he gonna propose? Remember we got the, stone. He didn't do it yet. They just went into Smexy time, I think.
Caspian? Can I talk to you for a minute?
His face went from surprised to happy, and he jumped up from his place next to Fawn, as if he were a giant dog whose owner just got home.
Of course.
Leading him away from Fawn and Emil, who awkwardly scratched the back of his head and looked at Fawn, we found a quiet place to talk.
You know how to make stuff, right?
Well, in general, yeah.
I want to give Fawn a necklace. I found a gem, but I don't know how to do the rest.
I didn't realize you two were that serious. Well, I'm no jeweler, but I think I could knock up something simple.
Really?
Yeah, really. Well, if we survive this, that is.
Here, will you look after this for me? And if something happens to me, can you give it to Fawn in my place?
You'd entrust this to me?
I would. You're... my father.
I thought I saw his eyes well up, but he quickly blinked it away, a big smile covering his face.
I won't let you down. Come on, let's go meet with the others.
We retraced our steps back to Emil and Fawn, who still stood beside each other awkwardly. Ilran and Varys approached from the other side, seemingly in slightly brighter spirits.
You two are getting along again?
Oh yeah, they're getting along pretty good, okay? You're worthy of being Bae, though. You mean Fawn was out here building houses as a child? Meanwhile, I can't even make a sea castle? Oh, that is a mood. Yeah, he made a full freaking tree house at like what, 11? I wasn't allowed around sharp objects at 11, 'cause I'm so accident prone.
Don't be silly. We never fought in the first place.
Right. Did anyone learn anything?
Yeah.
Did everyone just use the time to hang out?
And hook up? Yes. Yes, they did.
And we have no choice. All we can do is beg.
All 6 of them. All 6 of them.
Well, I might not be good at much, but begging, I think I can manage.
We'll wait outside for Elliot. Come along.
Emil led us. To my surprise, when I looked at the faces of our companion, I could tell they were shocked too. Up until now, he mostly followed behind quietly, never speaking up.
What's this? A welcoming party? Didn't I tell you to leave today?
We can't just leave. We need your help.
I've already told you.
Please, Elliot, we're begging you. There's so much I want to learn from you. There's so many questions I want to ask you, but if we leave now, I'll never get the chance.
We can't do this without you.
I know. You have reasons to doubt us. Trust me, even I doubt myself sometimes, but for once, I want to do something that will help people, that will save lives.
All 3 couples appear. All your demonetization decided to show up for you. You must be happy. Oh my gosh. They all showed up. Let's see.
I can't put all these people at risk,
Please,
but I can bargain with my own life. That's all.
please, we really Wait, you'll help us?
Alone. I couldn't ask these people to wage war. I know they would follow me, and it hurts.
From the shadows, another person approached the group.
I'll come along too. I wouldn't dare leave your fate to the heavens.
Morin!
Another person stepped out from behind her. She sighed, exasperated before locking eyes with me.
Always jumping headfirst into trouble. Fine. I might as well tag along.
Alright, we got 4 couples in the party now.
Will this be enough? I can't offer any more.
We will make it enough. Time is of the essence. Anything could have happened in Sidkam by now. Do you have a fast way to get there?
The 3 village gods nodded and talked amongst themselves for a moment.
I'll carry Morwen to the city on my back. Elliot, you go with the group.
We're leaving right now then?
We've already spent too long here.
With a poof of smoke and an eagle and a mouse set where Savor and Morwen were just standing. A moment later and they were gone. She's a mouse! Oh god. An eagle and a mouse. Oh my gosh. The eagle just picks up the little mouse and flies off with her. Oh my god. Well, I don't think, oh god, I already forgot his name. Our, Varus can pick up, in his little bird form, he can't pick up nobody. We followed suit and raced out of the village. The night air was crisp as we ran through the snow, which was in places knee-deep. Before long, Elliot followed the other gods and changed into a form I wasn't expecting. A huge white tiger. We bundled up his clothes and kept running. Okay, so 3 are in animal form right now. He's a huge white tiger. That's pretty cool. My throat felt tight and the snow-filled wind whipped against my face. Everything felt numb but ached at the same time. My heart almost felt as if it would burst out of my chest at any moment. Elliot was as swift as a bird, gracefully sprinting through the forest. His white fur at times made him blend in with the snow. His eyes, however, couldn't be hidden. The trip was much faster than last time. My injury didn't hold me back, and before long the gates of Sidkam were in view.
No guards.
If they're safely locked up in their homes, fine. But if they've been harmed...
Before I could turn around to notice, Elliot had regained his human form and was freshly dressed.
Let's enter.
With a nod, we passed through the gilded gates. Everything was quiet. In the middle of the night, so it was to be expected, but something felt different. It almost felt like Oxybor, a deathly quiet, one that made you feel on edge, as if something evil was waiting around every corner. Just as I was scanning the area, two women approached us.
Can you feel it?
A powerful, all-encompassing presence. Did you find where he's hiding?
With this gaudy show of power, I don't think you can call it hiding.
He's in the palace with the king.
Then we know where we need to go. I'm with you until the end, Raen.
Vaughn's gaze were sincere and heartfelt. I knew that every word he said was the absolute truth.
And me with you.
So that was his goal. To use the royalty as a puppet. To start a holy war. He's even stronger than the last time we met. I fear for the townspeople.
It's so empty. Not just physically, but I've lived here for nearly 18 years. It's never felt like this before.
Caspian.
But we can do it. Maybe a little adventure will do me good.
You haven't lost it after all.
Leos, sign.
There's no point in dawdling here. Let's go.
Where guards would usually stand watching over the palace, there was no one. The gates laid open, almost inviting us in. We exchanged glances between us. None of us had a good feeling, but there was little choice but to push onward. Our steps echoed through the huge, gaudy room. It was dark. Only the moonlight lit the interior. I never thought I'd find myself in a palace, especially not under these circumstances.
He's close.
Do we have a plan? Or any ideas at all?
I think you can take that as a no.
Then our only option is to overwhelm him.
That's right.
As we all chatted quietly, soft footsteps approached from an unknown direction. They got closer and closer until...
Leos, sign!
Oh no, are they still brainwashed? They're probably still brainwashed. Be careful.
Guys, snap out of...
When I rushed forward towards them, Varys blocked me with his arm.
They won't hesitate to hurt you as they are right now.
I've never seen such precise control.
The power of a speaker, amplified by the power of a god. He's terrifying.
Keep going. I'll deal with these two.
He'll run.
Come on, have some faith in me. You think I can't hold my own against the shorty and the twig?
Don't be reckless.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Cass?
I'll stay behind too.
Why?
I don't have the power to fight gods like all of you. All the passion in the world won't change that. Kicking a few kids' asses? Well, that I can do.
Be oh yeah, by the way, Caspian, you're 18 years short on your child support checks. Where would they go to? He didn't have a mom either. He was in the orphanage. I forgot they existed. A look of worry and longing passed over Emil's face, but he clamped his mouth shut and nodded sullenly. Oh, he wants to stay with Caspian.
Don't die, you hear me? We have too much catching up to do.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Sign and Leos moved to block us as we passed, but a kick from Elrond and their attention was diverted. Varys' face was blank, but there was a stream of emotions passing over him under that. I could tell. We passed through a corridor and came out in another large room. In it were cages. At first, I thought they were empty, but as we approached, we saw masses moving inside them. They were so tightly wedged that their faces pressed into the bars and their bloodshot eyes all shot towards us.
Humans. And gods. His meals.
Just kick Sign. The wind will take him out. Well, he is tiny. Yes, be there for your alpha. Yeah, he wants to stay.
How could he do so much in such a short amount of time?
He's been planning this for far too long. Perhaps since before he died.
How awful.
A shadow flung out from the dark corner and pounced, and our weights combined skidded across the polished floor.
Raen! Hey, get off him!
Get off of me! We're here to help you.
The room suddenly lit up in a blaze, and whatever had brought me to the ground skittered back into the dark shadow that plagued the room. When I looked up, Fawn's hand was still raised.
Fawn?
He reached down. I stared at that hand, one that could conjure flames out of thin air, and I took it. He pulled me up beside him, and I turned back to peer into the darkness.
They're everywhere. In every doorway, every shadow.
What are they?
They used to be people. People Lucius's control was too powerful for, and now they're broken. What better use for delirious, maddened husks of flesh than as guard dogs?
If he wasn't already expecting us, he is now.
How will we pass them?
Maybe I should...
Sylvia, Morwen, you're with me. We'll clear the way and take out anyone that comes after you. Then free the people in the cages.
We'll find you as soon as possible. Be safe, my children.
We can't waste the time they're giving us. Come on, quickly.
Oh, everybody's having to stop and face trials as we go, so it's going to be whittled down to so few people. Oh, hello. Approach Lucius and Sid Caham. I mean, I know he's a bad guy, but he's also quite lovely to look at. On it, leaning back with his legs propped up, were Lucius in all his glory.
Wow, you actually made it all the way here? I'm impressed.
Wait, who's left? It should be... I think it'd be Emil, Varys, Raen, and, Fawn, right? Only 4 of us? Do you think Fawn is an alpha or an omega? I know Raen is a beta. Well, they kind of switch positions, though. If you make him mad, Fawn's an alpha. But, I don't know. I can see him as both. Nice music, though.
Oh, but you're missing a few. Well, a couple of people sacrificed along the way is no big deal. Just getting rid of the weak links, right?
We have no weak links.
Oh, you know, the green-haired one. Talks big, but he has nothing to back it up. Don't worry, my underlings will deal with him. I can't promise a quick death, though.
Calm down, Varys. He's just trying to rile you up.
Who were you again? The quiet, unimportant one? Oh, I remember. The demon child. The one that killed his parents.
Oh, he's trying to get everybody off guard now.
That's not true.
Exactly. That's not what happened at all.
You've grown a spine, I see.
Thanks for noticing. I see your attitude hasn't changed.
It's time for this to end. Just stand down, and we won't have to hurt you.
His laugh echoed through the room, bouncing off of every surface.
Me? Stand down? If this is a joke, it's not a very funny one.
It's no joke. It's time to end this, Lucius.
Oh, if it isn't my puppet, the young master speaker himself.
You have no right to call me that. Not anymore.
Do you think that all of your sins will be forgiven if you stand on their side? No matter what you do, you can't change.
I can try.
Perhaps I can make you a place at my side, if you beg.
Never again will I allow myself to be used by you.
Really? Even after the way Caspian betrayed you, you'd stand against me?
Caspian did nothing wrong. I know the truth. I know what you did.
Boring. You've become exceedingly like him. How revolting. So full of youthful spirit and adventure. Utterly sickening.
We've brought others. If we have to fight, then we will.
Let me get this straight. I'm meant to be afraid of a washed-up old man, a powerless god, a nobody guilty of patricide, and a boy that barely knows his left from right.
Oh no! He's trying to rile us up so bad.
I'm shaking.
He's
What
underestimating
you should be
us.
afraid of is that you stand alone. You'll always be alone. Nothing you do will change that. I know because I used to be alone too. But I changed my fate. I didn't give up like you have.
What part do you not understand? We won't sit idly by as you rip away humanity's freedom.
Humans don't want freedom. They want someone strong to look up to, someone that they can blindly follow. I'm just filling that gap.
Your view is clouded by a lifetime of solitude in Aurelia Cavella. These people don't wish for a dictator. They wish to continue their life in peace.
Then their mindset needs to be corrected.
Like the mind-broken people you have scampering about?
He shrugged. His face, which up until now had been mocking, became blank.
Who will miss a few people? I'm growing tired of this. You mean to lecture me?
You have no right to do this!
I have every right. The world I'll create will have no need for speakers. We will walk freely among my people, and they will bow down to us. However, I am considering taking on some disciples.
Hell no, buddy. Emil isn't being your Omega anymore. Lucius, give it up.
Perhaps you know my first candidate.
With a snap of his fingers, a girl with blue hair stepped out from the shadows and stood beside him, her angry gaze stuck to Fawn.
Annie, what are you doing? He's dangerous.
Oh, the poor lost girl. All she wants is revenge for her family. Who am I to keep that from her?
Oh, great.
Don't you dare lay a finger on her.
Oh, I wouldn't dare. I'll take good care of her. Isn't that right, Annie?
I'll never forgive you for killing Father. For driving Mother to take her own life.
Oh, Fawn, stay strong. You're good.
Don't just stay silent. Do you care so little about them?
Do you care so little about your surviving brother?
I've lived my life running away from the past, blaming myself for everything that happened. Of course I grieved. I'm still grieving, but I want to move past it. I want to honor their memory.
You don't deserve to even remember them!
He does! I do! When will you stop blaming me for something I had no control over? I will move past this, whether I have your permission or not. I'll never forget. I'll never not be grieving. But now I want to try living.
Do you hear that? He doesn't care at all about what you've been through. How your sisters all had to raise each other, giving up their childhoods. All the while, their murderous brother is frolicking about in the woods without a care in the world. Look at how indifferent he is to your suffering.
I'll kill him myself.
Okay, hold the phone. Girl. Yes, you lost both your parents, but in the same way you lost your brother. You still had, like, 6 other sisters, okay? Just calm down. Your brother's been suffering too.
Oh, this could be interesting. I never want to turn down someone in need, so how about?
A bright light lit up every corner of the room as Lucius reached out towards Annie. A soft glow surrounded her before disappearing almost entirely. If you winced, you could see a faint tether of light connecting them. Oh gosh. Alright. Oh, is it... Are we gonna let them fight? Let's see. By the way, I did download the guidebook, and it doesn't tell me where any of the spicy scenes are, so I am disappointed. Oh gosh. We rush forward, we could... If we wait, something bad's probably gonna happen. Right. Oh. Okay. Okay, we are gonna wait. I stood still and waited. Every fiber of my being wanted to rush forward and stop what was happening, but I knew it was too dangerous.
Annie, you're making a mistake. Even if you can't bear to look at me ever again, go home. Be with our family.
Don't you dare say our family! They're not your family anymore.
Yeah, he's found a new one and a future husband.
Enough talking. I'm getting bored.
What do you say? Well, don't worry. I'd be shocked if there was a spicy scene now. Hopefully not. With a flick of his wrist, Annie was thrown to the ground at our feet. Fawn looked shocked, but held out his hand to help her up.
Fawn, get back.
Varys tugged at Fawn's sleeves, and a lance-like beam of light struck into the ground where he was just standing.
What? How did you know? It's the same thing he injured Ilron with before.
My hand absent-mindedly found the wrapped wound on my shoulder, the injury I took from Ilron.
Not only can you control people, you can conjure something like this?
He is too OP, guys.
A god's power can be limitless, but they're too afraid to wield it.
Because to wield so much power goes against everything we exist for. To kill and consume, to pillage and murder. You're a monster, not a god.
Annie's hand shot out and she clasped the beam, using it to stand and support herself before pulling it from the ground. She pointed it towards Fawn. She shot forward, aiming for Fawn. He jumped to the side, rolled along the marble floor. Her movements were amateur, and it was easy to tell that she was unused to wielding a weapon, but the sheer power coming from it made her dangerous.
You are no speaker, Lucius. I am. Raen is. You're a hollow reflection of what you're meant to be.
After all you put the boy through, now you think of yourself as his mentor?
He will become everything that we couldn't.
On the other side, the fighting continued between Annie, Varys, and Fawn. She kept striking hard and fast, and Fawn kept dodging, afraid to hurt his sister, I would presume.
Everything that you couldn't. I've made it further than any speaker has before me.
From my point of view, you've fallen further.
What?
Speaker's job is to protect their people, not to rule over them. You failed in your duties.
As if you know anything about being a speaker.
I might not know much, but I can at least tell right from wrong, which you seem to have trouble with.
With a smirk, Lucius clicked his fingers. Another beam of light shot out towards Fawn and Varys, and... Oh no! Blood dripped down onto the marble floor from where Varys was pinned through the shoulder to the wall. No! Listen! Listen! You can't kill our little boy. No. Why does he have the most power and the hottest voice in the game? It's not fair. Oh no, you... Boy, don't... He reached up, desperately clawing at the lance, but he couldn't pull it out. Before I could move to help him, Fawn yelled out too. Annie stood over Fawn, staring down into his eyes.
Is this really what you want?
The little boy I loved so much is gone.
He's right there! Despite what she said, her hand hesitated just as I was about to run over. Annie went flying into the wall with a crash. Her body fell limply into a pile, unmoving.
Annie!
Fawn rushed over towards her, but all our eyes went towards the one who caused it.
Boring, boring. I held high hopes for her, but her lust for revenge just isn't pure. What a disappointment. Just another boring, ordinary girl.
Oh my god. Dude! Finally, Lucius stood up from his throne, descending towards us one step at a time. Everyone froze in place, scared to even breathe. No. No, Varys needs my help! In a few strides, I was at Varys' side. I reached up to remove the lance.
Leave it, Raen. It's no mere weapon. Even touching it burns. I'll be no help like this. Go back to the others.
No, you can't die. Not yet. We have too much left to do. The gods!
He gave me a soft smile, one that was meant to calm others, I learned.
This is far from the worst injury I've ever had. I just don't want to drag you down. You don't have to worry about me.
We are gonna worry about you because you are a boy, Varys.
And I would never abandon Ilron anyway.
Before my eyes, his mouth formed a perfect O, as if he'd suddenly realized something.
I never thought I'd say this, but I think I preferred you two when you were chatting.
Did he just realize he doesn't want to leave Ilron? I hope he did. I never thought oh, he already said that.
It's no use. They're pretty much zombies.
A little thrashing will wake them up.
Elrond jumped to the side, narrowly missing a blow.
And if it doesn't?
Then we keep going anyway. I have too much to protect for this to end here.
With a kick, Sign went skidding across the ground. Caspian cracked his knuckles and looked towards Leos.
Another one for me.
Ferris, stay safe, please. Don't do anything stupid.
Let's see if you can keep up, old man.
I'll hold them here as long as it takes if it means you'll come back safely.
What? Old man?
Oh. As Lucius descended, his heels clacking against the marble floor, my eyes met with Emil's. With a slight nod of his head, he motioned for me to take Lucius' attention. I left Varys, to my dismay, and walked back towards the throne.
Why bother doing all of this? Why not use your powers for good?
There was no indication or anything showy. Emil just vanished from sight. Around me, I noticed a slight shimmer, his fog. Is how his illusions work, isn't it? He hadn't really disappeared or gone anywhere. He was just tricking our minds.
Because the world betrays those that try to do good. Emil, I see you've been working on your party tricks. It's just too bad that they won't work on me.
Lucius' hand shot out and Emil reappeared, his throat being crushed in an iron grip. Dang it! Dang it, he was trying to be sneaky. It's not working. No. Let him go. Let the Omega go.
You think to use the very powers I trained you in to kill me? What part of your tiny brain told you that that would be a good idea? I know everything about you. From the memories that you wish to keep buried away, to the thoughts you wish you could forget. Nothing you do could surprise me.
Let him go!
I leapt at them, desperate to free Emil, but Lucius didn't jump to the side or try to dodge. He simply raised his arm and grasped my throat, too.
A speaker for each hand. Well, isn't this charming?
I clawed at his icy fingers, but they dug in deeper, an alarm bell sounding throughout my entire body, and I grasped for air, desperate to breathe, but nothing reached my lungs. It felt like my throat would collapse in on itself at any moment. It didn't feel like a human hand. It felt like a clamp, unmovable. Lucius stared into my eyes and I into his. They were dark, uncaring, empty. I'm gonna die.
This would be too easy, wouldn't it? Don't worry. Neither of you will die here. Oh no. It will be far more painful than this.
Emil and I crashed into the ground with enough force to feel our bones rattle, but our pain was nothing compared to the bitter fury that radiated from Lucius, who had stumbled back to avoid. To avoid what? I looked back towards Fawn, whose palm still flickered with the remains of a flame. Woo! Go, baby! I desperately tried to regain my breath and steady my thoughts, but my head spun with the lack of oxygen. All I could manage were small, ragged breaths.
How dare you?
No, how dare you? Keep your hands off them!
My eyes went wide with surprise at the sudden showdown. Fawn, with his palms outward facing, and Lucius on the ground beneath him. Rage and resentment flowed through the air, directed at Fawn. It was so strong you could almost see it.
For what? Are you telling me I should be afraid of a worthless child whose only purpose has been running away?
With a flick of his wrist, another flame soared towards Lucius. He dived out of the way and fanned at the smoke that was suddenly consuming his vision. In a flash, Fawn was gone. He dashed through the smoke and haze, aiming with his fist for Lucius's jaw. But that wasn't enough. Lucius easily caught his fist and held on tight. Fawn's scream pierced the air as Lucius' grip became tighter and tighter. I sprung to my feet alongside Emil and rushed to help. With his spare hand, Lucius found the lance-like beam and held it up to Fawn's throat, a smirk dancing across his lips.
Wait, don't!
In a sweeping motion, I kicked out his legs from under him. Fawn was released as he staggered backwards into a heap.
You little...
There wasn't enough time to move. There wasn't even time to think. The lance pierced my leg deep into the flesh. The pain spread through my entire body instantly. My mind went numb. My legs buckled out from under me and I fell down close to Lucius. From my fingertips to my toes, the shock overcame all of my senses. I closed my eyes tightly, trying to deal with the sudden pain. The blade was forcefully pulled from my leg and blood gushed out from the wound almost instantly. Emil rushed over and pressed his palms down onto the wound, applying pressure. He glared back at Lucius, who looked as if he would jump to his feet at any moment for round 2.
Raen!
Fawn's scream pierced through the tension of the room. It was filled with anguish, with hate. There was a power where his usual soft tones stood that shook me to my core. The windows rattled. Yellow and orange flames flickered and danced around us. Filled with Fawn's fury, it surrounded the three of us, becoming more intense by the second. It was twisted and twirled upward, spinning rapidly. Through the walls of the flames, I could only just see Fawn.
No, Raen! I can't stop it!
The flames were quickly eating up his figure, but I could still see his face. Just tears streamed down his cheeks like a river. Go get your boy!
Can't control it! Raen, what do I do?
Come here! We hurt her leg. We can't move fast. Come here!
Take Eris and get out of here as fast as possible. I won't leave you here. You'll die. Fawn, I love you.
The flames leapt up hungrily all around me. Smoke started to fill my vision. I could feel myself becoming lightheaded. Finally, Fawn was hidden beneath the whirlwind of flames. It was nothing like any fire I'd seen in my life. It was angrier, more forceful, unstoppable. Please, Fawn, get out of here. I'll finish this.
Ah, what a heartwarming moment that was. Young love and all that.
Oh my god. Dude, just die. Oh my god. Raen, can you stand on that hurt leg of yours?
Emil was much the same, once upon a time. How did that turn out for you again?
Shut your mouth. You have no right to speak about Caspian.
Still a touchy subject?
His voice was full of the same cocky confidence as before, but his face betrayed him. His eyes winced in pain, and his voice could almost be called a snarl at times.
Well, I guess this is it for all three of us, huh? We're going to die, thanks to that kid. Does it feel good? Knowing that the one you love will be your downfall. It's always the same.
It's not his fault. He didn't do anything wrong. In fact, I should thank him. He's given me the opportunity to do what I've always been meant to do.
Oh, what's that?
Be a speaker and protect my people.
Well, I guess I should just give in then. Perhaps I'll have better luck next time.
There'll be no next time for you, monster.
Oh, really? Well, maybe not for you.
What do you mean?
What, no one told you? A speaker's soul is just a reborn god's, you know.
Really?
What?
So, with the knowledge that this is the second time I've been born as a god, and I'm a speaker, well, I feel like I've got a pretty good chance at having another try.
That's why we can speak to them.
Bingo! Maybe you weren't so dim after all.
Our abilities are just a weak manifestation of our prior powers?
What a good disciple you are. Think of it as a whisper of what you would have been capable of before. With any luck, my soul will come back one day too. I wouldn't say no to another try at being a speaker.
So, all speakers used to be gods, and they were just reborn into speakers. Huh.
You deserve to rot.
I already have a body rotting in the ground. What's another one?
So y'all are recyclable souls. They are. The room was filled with fire.
Please, just do as I say. Just this once.
Fawn raised his hands to the flame and begged with all his being. The storm of fire refused to listen, though, and became stronger and stronger by the moment. Oh, baby, he's trying so hard. His eyes stung and his mouth was dry. The smoke had already begun to fill his lungs. But it didn't matter, because the pain he was feeling was nothing compared to the pain in his heart. If it's this bad here, Rain's suffering, and I can't do anything.
Demon child! You killed them all! You burned them alive!
Those flames all lead back to you! Cursed, evil child! How long have you been plotting this?
And to go as far as killing his own father.
Vaughn, come on, please! We need to go! It isn't safe here!
Oh no, it's happening again. I'm gonna lose everything again.
Vaughn! What's going on?
We can't. They're in there. Rain is in there.
It's like nothing I've ever seen. It's immense.
Vaughn,
Me too. We can't control it.
calm yourself. You have to stop this now. If you don't, they will die.
Listen to me. There's nothing I can do.
I will teach you. Quickly, come here.
Lauren rushed to Varys' side, but he shook his head.
Leave it. If you touch it, it'll harm you too.
You can't just stay up there.
I fear that the pain will be much worse once it's been pulled out. Please, let an old man gather up his courage.
Get his boy here. That'll help with his courage. It's alright, Fawn. You have plot armor. I hope so. Caspian ducked to the ground, narrowly missing being punched square in the jaw. He dashed away, drawing the attention of Leos and Sign.
Jeez. Why won't they stay down?
Because he's not even awake to begin with. Hell, I wouldn't even call him alive while he's like this. He's a hunk of meat following commands.
Even hunks of meat should know their limit.
Elrond circled around, eyes glaring at his target.
At the very least, I'll get to see the look on Leos's face when he wakes up and realizes I've just beaten the ever-loving shit out of him.
You really are a piece of work.
Don't tell me you're not enjoying this.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't terrified.
You're scared of a single lanky noodle. Seriously?
I'm scared that I'll never see a meal again.
Suddenly, a roaring sound came from further inside the palace. Both Elrond and Caspian froze in their place and stared through the door that the others had left through.
Is the one you love in there too?
The one that means more to me than anything.
Oh, they're both missing their boys.
We better hurry up then.
The heat was all-consuming. It didn't know right from wrong. It didn't care. Whether I died or Lucius died, it didn't matter. Lucius still laid on the floor, smiling up at us cockily. He might have admitted defeat, but he didn't stop his sharp tongue.
All I can wish for is that I can see both of you die before I go.
Emil walked forward and kicked him, but it wasn't long before he collapsed as well.
Why is it that you don't know when to shut up?
You've always been weak. Even your kick was weak.
I'd rather be weak and stand on my own two legs than be a pawn to you.
Woo! You go, Emil.
Standing. You take a good look at yourself.
If this is how I repay my sins, then so be it.
So you still have the energy to be so thoughtful. Well, how about this?
My vision was taken up by Emil's large figure.
What?
I blinked, not quite sure what just happened. Emil threw the lance to the side and I caught sight of the burns that covered his palm. He caught it! He caught it! It was flying towards Raen, and Emil went over and freaking caught the lance.
A low blow. You'd aim for the boy after admitting defeat.
You don't get this far. Play nicely.
Everything pulsed in and out of my vision. I gasped for breath, but it was all I felt was burning. The last thing I saw before I was met with darkness was Emil's body over mine, protecting me from the flames. Oh no.
Concentrate!
Fawn and dark skin guy is me going to my teachers 5 minutes before the exam to help explain entire 6 months of education in 3 minutes. He didn't even get 6 months. He's had 1 lesson. And now he's getting a crash course lesson. You're a strong, independent Omega, Emil. You don't need this arrogant alpha. He doesn't. He's a good boy. Concentrate. Come on, Fawn. You can do it.
Trying.
Try harder. Reach out towards it. Feel the power in your fingertips.
What's happening?
You are the one in control. You command the flames, not the other way around. Now grasp it! That's it! Don't let up! Conquer your fears and prove that you can overcome your past!
It's going down!
The spiraling flames circled and circled, slowing with every rotation. The flames dwindled as if they were now scared of Fawn.
Raen!
3 bodies laid where the fire once stood. A large figure was draped over another, protecting them from the flames. As fast as the wind, Fawn dashed and skidded to the ground by the bodies. He pulled Raen out from under Emil and held him tightly.
Raen, wake up. It's okay now.
No response.
Raen, it's all over now. We can leave. Oh, please, Raen.
Raen!
Wait. Give him this time alone.
So sorry, please. Just open your eyes. If you never want to see me again. If you hate me so much you can't bear to look at me. That's fine. But please. Please just open your eyes. Please.
The tears streamed down Fawn's face, and he clutched Raen in even closer to himself.
It's okay.
My eyes fluttered open and I heard the sound of Rain's muffled cry. My hands quickly found his cheek and wiped at his tears.
I could never hate you.
Aww.
Raen.
He leaned down and kissed me. He couldn't stop crying and his whimpers still escaped his lips when he exhaled. I pulled him in closer, my body still weak and aching. When we finally broke apart, I could tell Fawn was still trembling.
I'm so glad you're okay.
Me too. What about Emil?
He's breathing. When you're finished locking lips, I'll look over both of you.
And Lucius?
I'm tying him up as we speak.
So we all lived.
Varys! Elrond.
Go get your boy off the wall, okay? Please.
What happened? Why hasn't anyone helped you down?
Because he's a lovely wall ornament. Now, please.
Don't be angry. I didn't want to get in the way of anyone.
Elrond reached up and took hold of the lance without a second thought.
Wait, Elrond, it's not safe.
I don't care.
He pulled it out with ease and gently let Varys down to the ground. The area around his shoulder was dark red with blood, and Varys quickly applied pressure to the wound.
At least we match now. He got us both in the shoulder.
Varys reached up and wrapped his arms around the green-haired man.
I was so scared. I didn't think we'd both survive. I thought for sure I'd never see you again.
Me too. I was so afraid that I'd get here and you'd be gone. Varys, I can't imagine my life without you.
Varys pulled Elrond in closer, holding on even tighter. His tears overflowed, soaking into the other's shirt.
Varys,
We can't sit around here all day, you know. We promised Zarin we'd assist him as repayment for help with Soren.
What? I promised to help only after he recovered. What do you mean?
And we have to go back and check on Oxabor.
What are you...
Not to mention the bounty in Cliffspire, right?
Oh, I see what he's doing. He's like, we gotta do this, we gotta do this, we gotta do this. I can't leave anytime soon. I have to stay here. Man, damn, Lucius is giving couple shoulder stab wounds. Thank you for being an Easter ornament. He was our lovely little pink Easter ornament on the wall.
I don't understand.
I'm an idiot, Ilron. A real idiot. It only hit me after we were split up just how stupid I had been. For all my years, I couldn't see something that was directly in front of me.
Well, you're blind, so...
What?
I can't live without you. I don't want to. I don't want to go to a place where I'll never see you again. Never touch you again. Never kiss you again. I could never forgive myself if I left you alone.
Varys.
If you'd have me, I would like to spend my last journey with the one I love.
Aww.
I could never wish for more. Please, Varys, can we spend the rest of our lives together?
In place of an answer, they both leaned towards each other. Their lips found each other easily, and both of their worries melted away. Soulmates! Reach Elrond and Varys' happy ending! Yay! They were together, and everything would be fine no matter what. Heck yeah.
Where's Emil?
Caspian rushed back towards the doorway after Elrond and his eyes scanned over the area. The room was burnt to a husk, and dark black smoke instantly made his eyes water over. Varys, leave when you get pregnant. Totally gonna happen. Oh no. Raen, Fawn, Ilren, Varys, Morwen, Elliot, Severe. But where was Emil?
Dad. He's over there. He saved us.
Emil!
The prince rushed forward, skidding through the ashes and coming to a stop next to the figure that laid on the ground, unmoving.
Emil! Emilius, don't you do this to me now. You have no right to crash back into my life, then leave!
Emilius? Okay, sorry, but look at that. He's like, no. No, you can't leave me.
I never wanted to see you again. Or, well, I thought I didn't, but at the same time, I did. You always confused me so much. I never believed we'd truly get a second chance. I never thought you'd turn up at my door. You've sent my emotions spiraling into a mess for a second time. Don't think you're allowed to get out of that!
And what exactly do you think you did to me? You silly old fool. I'm not about to die over a few flesh wounds. Do you think I'm that altruistic?
I know you are, and that's the problem.
Caspian's face inched closer and closer till their lips met, just as they had done so many years ago. It felt natural, as if they hadn't spent any time apart in the first place. As if they had never fought, Caspian had never fled, and Emil had never spent 18 years alone. But they had, and that was okay.
Cass, I've missed you so much.
Me too.
I messed everything up. If I just believed you.
It's okay now. You don't need to apologize to me.
Come back to Aurelia Cavella with me.
Just to visit?
Come back and be the king you were always meant to be. And give me one more chance.
Only if you'll give me one too.
It's a deal then.
Out of Caspian's lips came a sentence never thought he'd be able to say again. Something he only ever got to tell Emil once before.
I love you, Emil. I always have.
And out of Emil's lips came a sentence he never got the chance to respond with.
Me too. I love you too.
Aww. Give me one more chance. See your two dads kissing? Well, he is our dad now. We're gonna skim over the fact that Fawn tossed Emil off of Raen and just left him there. He did. He's just like, wait, you're the extra. Move. He's like, I'm after this boy. I saw a picture of young Speaker. He was so cute. Oh, yeah, I do have the prequel game to this, so we could play that. Oh, we've gotten 2 good endings so far. Or 2 of their good endings. They both smiled at each other. The future may have seemed dim before, now, but there was finally some light on the horizon. Everywhere Morn looked, she could see the flames of love.
They're all making out.
They are! You've got 3 couples making out at the moment.
To be young again.
Elliot was busy tying up Lucius, who remained unconscious. Elren and Varys was occupied with each other, as was Caspian and Emil. Fawn and Raen were much the same.
Isn't love just the sweetest?
So, you wanna... or...
What?
She's like, well, we might as well start, joining the activity too. After Fawn finally believed that I was alive and well, we regrouped with the others. Elliot dragged over an unconscious Lucius who was tied up tightly.
We did it.
We barely did anything. All that begging was for nothing.
That's not true. We couldn't have done it without all of the people here.
I expect you to stay true to your word, Emil.
I will see them freed as soon as I return.
I suppose... it's time to head home.
Raen, Emil, I will entrust my final task to you. I don't need to go back. Not anymore.
You've changed your mind?
I thought I had no place in this world anymore. It turns out I've had it for a long time. I just never realized.
I promise I won't disappoint you.
2 figures stumbled through the door, groaning and muttering to themselves. That's gotta be Leo's sign, right?
My head.
Your head? I feel like someone smacked me around one too many times. Not in the good way.
The good way?
I'll show you later, alright? Leo, sign!
I rushed towards them and they looked at me timidly.
I'm so glad you're alright. Quite an audience we've got here. Who are all of these people? It's a long story, but it's alright now. Do you remember anything?
It's a little hazy. All I remember is getting my ass handed to me.
Whoops, that was me.
Hey, don't take all the credit. As the score stands, it was 15-16. I win.
Huh, really? Maybe you miscounted.
What? Hey!
I'm sorry, everyone. Don't cry. It's okay.
Uncharacteristically, tears streamed down Sign's face. Even Leo's looked as if he could burst into tears at any moment.
I take it you'll return home now? At the very least, I need to make sure the gods are freed. After that, well, I'm not sure yet. then the least I can do is lend you my carriage.
You hear that, Leos? No more treks to the forest.
Who knows? Maybe your carriage driver will run away and you'll be stuck walking anyway. That would be something different, wouldn't it?
That's not funny.
I won't be going back.
What?
There's nothing left for me there anymore. I've been thinking about traveling for a while anyway, soul searching and all that.
I'll miss you.
I'll miss you too, Raen. Don't get into too much trouble, because I won't be there to save you next time.
Without thinking, I reached around and hugged him tight. More surprisingly, he did the same thing back. Aww. Our little hot-headed assassin has grown up.
It's been fun.
Shut up before you make me cry.
Fawn, with his eyes full of tears, made his way towards us. Leos withdrew and ruffled his hair, smiling.
Take care of Raen. You got that? He needs all the help he can get.
Leos!
In a flurry of tears, Fawn clung to Leos and hung on tight. I couldn't help but laugh at the unbelievable scene that was unfolding before my eyes.
I wish I could make the trip back with you, but I think my parents would kill me. I can't quite say this has been fun, but I wouldn't have changed any of it. Well, maybe a few things, but thank you, Raen. You better visit.
Should we even complete the other routes of Divine Speaker? I'm happy with this. Yeah, I'm happy with this too. And also, this is a very, very long game. I would have liked to see Leos's routes, but I do know he has a whole separate other game we can play. It's Bounty Hunter's First Christmas, I think, and it's with him, I think. So we could just do that one instead. Even when beaten to a pulp, Sign is still horny. He is. Our hot-headed flaming Cheeto has a sweet side. He does. I do like Leos, though. He grew on me.
Whenever I get the chance.
Girl, don't even open your mouth unless it's to apologize to your brother. I swear. Fawn quickly rushed back over to his sister, who was standing from where she previously lay crumpled on the ground.
Auden.
It's me, sister. Please listen to me. Just for a minute. I know that you hate me with all of your heart. Enough to want to see me dead. But even if you can never forgive me, I'll be sorry forever. You'll always be on my mind. And all I can do is strive to live a life that our parents would be proud of.
Auden. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me.
She wailed and collapsed into his arms. I turned away to give them a moment of alone time.
What will you do with Lucius?
We'll take him back to the village and decide what to do with him. Don't worry. Freedom won't be an option.
Good.
Thank you, Elliot.
Thank you, Elliot. I wouldn't have been able to control it without you.
Don't think your training is done yet. I expect you to return to the village in time.
Really? You really mean it?
I do. We'll take our leave now then. Sylvia, Morwen, let's go.
Wait, Morin!
I will find you later, okay? Don't make those eyes at me. This isn't a goodbye. It's a see you soon.
All right. Have a safe trip back.
She smiled at me, and the three village gods left the quiet, somber palace. Soon the others followed. Sign and Leos left together with their former, convincing the latter to at least stay one more night for whatever reason. Because he wants to show him some things. Elrond and Varys had escaped at some point without a word. Always the mysterious pair. With tears in her eyes, Annie left for home with the promise to convince her sisters to forgive Fawn, and eventually for all of them to meet up. In the end, there was only 4 of us left. Myself, Fawn, Caspian, and Emil.
Are you ready, guys?
You know what? I think I am. Let's go home.
Yeah, we're gonna go home with our future husband and our dads. Outside, the sun was starting to barely shine over Sid Caham. A carriage awaited us, though with a different driver this time. Oh, I hope Elliot could get somewhere out of the sun. He can't travel in the day. Yeah, I would like to see Leos's... I don't know what you're trying to say there. A bit of sinus route, and he has mummy issues. I don't want to dive deep into that. I pulled Caspian to the side quietly.
Can you still make the thing I asked you to make?
You know it.
With that sorted, I quickly excused myself until later in the day. After all, I still had a promise to keep. Hand in hand, Fawn and I made our way through the snow-filled city of Sidcahem. We took in the sights for the last time. The stone and the steeples, the mountains and the breeze. We knocked on a door, just as ordinary as the ones around it. Footsteps hurried towards us, and it quickly opened.
Raen,
oh, our boy!
I'm so glad
our
to
other
see
boy!
You two. Is it all over?
Titus! He's still a cutie. It's almost 9. I'm tired, so my typing isn't the best. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That it is. And boy, do I have a story to tell you. I'll collect my writing book. Come in.
The day passed in a blur. I told Titus anything and everything, not sparing a single detail. He took it all in with excitement. Before we knew it, the sun was already setting outside, and Titus was showing us back outside.
Titus, listen,
Fawn gulp, probably desperately trying to decide how he could apologize for what happened in the past.
I know you don't understand, but I'm so sorry for everything that happened in Cliffspire. To tell you the truth,
With a gentle, slight smile, Titus put a hand on Fawn's shoulder.
But this is a story for another time, isn't it? Your tales aren't any less exciting than Rain's, so I better see you back here soon.
Aww. Fawn's eyes teared up and he hugged Titus, clinging onto him. The two shared a bond that neither truly understood. We parted ways and found Caspian and Emil where we left them by the carriage.
All packed up?
Yeah, I took what I could and left the keys to my neighbors. They'll take care of the place.
The driver welcomed us inside, and we all got comfortable. Longingly, I took my final look at the city. It's been a long journey, but we did it. Dad, did you make our necklace? I'll miss this city and these people.
Let's go home.
The trip back was much less eventful than the trip there. The driver didn't run away in the night, and we didn't stumble upon a murder mystery. The road was long, and we made many stops for food and drink, but our main focus was getting back to Relicavella. There was time to think, too, on what my future would hold, and if I agreed with it or not. 5 nights later, we finally found ourselves in the forest that surrounded Relicavella. The carriage couldn't go any farther, seeing as there was no roads leading into town.
It feels like just yesterday I came traipsing through here.
It might not have been as long ago for me, but I feel the same.
What happens now?
Well...
They both looked towards me with expectation written all over their faces.
What? Are you expecting something from me?
You're in line for more than one title.
Don't be silly. I'm not taking on all of your mess.
But... You're supposed to...
No, I don't think so. You two will undo what you did all those years ago, and lead the town into the future.
Then... why come all this way?
Because I want to see everyone, and keep my promise to Varys.
Emil and Caspian looked at each other, probably contemplating the work that was to be done, but smiled.
I think we can do that.
Me too.
Rain? I thought we'd be staying too.
Just because someone decided that should be my fate? I think I'd rather find my own future with you. If you'd have me.
Yeah, I think that's the right answer too.
I caught Fawn's hand and squeezed it tight.
Emil, can you get rid of the fog?
I think so.
Will you make me one promise, both of you? Tell them the truth. Let them make the choice to stay or go by themselves.
Before long, it was in sight. A relicavella. It was early morning and everything was still quiet. We snuck out of the woods into the streets with ease.
It hasn't changed at all.
Welcome home, Cass.
What's wrong?
I had almost gotten used to not hearing their voices.
We need to free them. Right away.
Who in the...
Someone came yelling and screaming down the road towards us. I turned around and saw the Matreon.
Raen! Where have you been? I...
She sees her other boys too!
Caspian? Emil?
Hi, Arala. It's been a while.
You... You little shit! Where the hell do you think you've been?
Whoa, wait a minute.
You were always trouble, you know that? I thought you were dead. 18 years you've been gone for.
I'm sorry.
Being sorry isn't enough. And you... Not once have you sought me out or visited me.
Emil lowered his head.
I'm sorry.
You two stupid boys. I missed you so much.
She hugged them both tight, tears falling down her face.
I'm here to stay. I promise.
You two better have made up already or God save you.
We have, ma'am.
Fighting isn't befitting of a future king and their speaker, after all.
I suppose I should have paid more attention to your lessons.
Stop being cheeky. And Raen, just where have you been?
I went and found my dad.
Oh, you know, around. I have someone I want to introduce you to.
Hmm?
This is Fawn. I'm in love with him.
Raen?
Don't be embarrassed, it's true.
Hmm? Well, Fawn, it's a pleasure to meet you. I hope you've been looking after Raen.
I'll try my best, ma'am, so you can entrust him to me.
The kids have missed you. Tell me you're coming back to the orphanage.
I'm sorry, matron.
You are so like your father. I trust you won't be far then. Be a better son to me than Caspian, and at least visit once in the next 18 years.
She's not gonna let that go.
I will visit as much as possible. I promise. You won't even notice I'm gone. Emil... no. Speaker. Do you know how to free them?
I think so. It's simple.
How?
He shut his eyes and raised his face towards the sky.
I can hear them all. The answer is simple. I could have done it all along. It's done. It's... silent.
Wait, what? What did you do?
So simple. Yet so far beyond me, all of this time. I had only needed to let down the barrier. I never accepted them for what they were. I only ever thought of their voices as a nuisance. But this is my role. To protect my people and to protect our gods. For that to happen, I had to listen to their voices properly. No one had ever accepted them. Not Lucius, and not any of the speakers before him.
So simple. I'm so happy, finally.
Already it feels so much more free.
Everything's done.
I don't think so. Caspian, Emilius, you two have a lot of work to do.
She's gonna be cracking that whip getting you guys to work. He said, I'm not taking care of your mess. Clean your own dishes. You about to feel Mama's wrath. Oh yeah, she's gonna set them straight. She got her boys back. They better be listening to her.
I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it unless you're there too.
I have an orphanage to run, you know.
I know you can do both.
So cheeky.
The three of them turned and started walking, chatting and catching up. When I didn't follow, they stopped in their tracks.
I'll be back soon. I promise.
You better.
Stay safe.
When I return, I expect a road to be built, at the very least.
You got it, boss.
Fawn and I were left alone under the rising sun.
What now? A little sad all of us are parting ways like this.
I think it's time we left. Don't you?
So soon?
We have a lot to do, you know?
Like?
Well, there's a whole treehouse to rebuild.
Yes! Yes! He wants to live in the woods with him! Yay!
Oh, Rain, I really do love you.
That was a perfect thing to do.
I have something to give you. If you don't want it, don't feel pressured, okay?
I held out a small pink stone hung from a simple chain.
You mean everything to me, Fawn. I don't ever want to be apart, and I'm hoping you'll accept this.
You're really giving this to me?
I'm sorry. It's pretty simple, I know, but...
I don't want anything more than to spend the rest of my life with you.
Me too.
Gently, I placed the necklace over his head and it set carefully over his chest.
It suits you.
Just you wait. You might have snuck up on me. I'll make one equally beautiful for you too.
I'm looking forward to it.
Hand in hand, we looked out towards the forest. Once the source of nightmares and horror. It was different now. May I have your hand reach Fawn's good ending? Yay! They married, Your Honor. It felt like home. Oh, they're gonna go through some pictures here. Heck yeah! We reached an ending and we got everybody's good ending. Hell yeah! You know, except for the other love interest. But we got everybody's good ending, and look, it's gonna go through all of Fawn and Signs. Or Fawn and, Raen. Hello, Caspian. Raen needs his 18 years of child support checks. He's gonna need it to travel. He's gonna go live in the woods with his boy. So they're gonna be, like, really close to the town. They can go visit, but they still have their own space, and Fawn can have his lovely, friends back, and it's gonna be nice and peaceful out there in the woods. Oh, I can't believe it. We finally reached the end. We finally reached the end. This is by far the longest game that we've tackled, and yeah, I don't think we're going to go and hit all the other other ones because it's so much. It's so much. But I do want to play the other games they've come out of, like spin-offs of this. That'd be fun. Oh, I'm glad we went after Fawn. Fawn's like the cutest baby. Okay, that's enough Divine Speaker for a while. I think we need to find another game to live stream. Yeah. we can take a break before we like try tackling their side stories. We'll take a few months break from that. We gotta find a new game now. So that's gonna be fun. That is a lot of people. That's really cool that they backed it. Thank you all. The Divine Speaker wouldn't be all possible without your love and support.
I'm home.
Oh, look! Oh, they rebuilt it!
Finally! Did you get everything I asked for?
Well, they were out of tomatoes, but I got everything else.
Jeez. How can a fruit and vegetable market be out of tomatoes?
Well, I'm not sure. Should I go back and ask?
No. Our dinner won't be ruined unless a few tomatoes. Tobias! Mia!
What?
Did they adopt the babies?
Come help me peel these vegetables.
Again?
Yes, again. They're not gonna peel themselves.
Go away, pop-up.
Chop, let's go.
The kids hurry inside, complaining the whole way, but I knew they didn't mean it.
Rain, now that we're all set up, I intend to go back to visit Elliot soon. I made a promise to myself that I'd learn to control my abilities.
Well, As long as you don't expect to go without me.
What about the kids?
They split their time anyway. It'll just be an extended stay with Emil and my father.
Did they adopted them? Imagine your dad being 8 to 10 years older than you. They adopted them.
Thank you, Raen.
I hung out the window enjoying the view. Our treehouse wasn't far from Stagwitch. We could go into the town whenever we wanted, and I made sure to visit a relic villa at least once a week. Life was good. Of course, our house didn't spring up overnight. It was weeks of work, and we heavily relied on Caspian's knowledge. Isn't that strange? The king helping us build a house. Well, best not think about it. Just as I was about to close the shutter, I noticed someone walking towards our house. Red and black.
Leos?
One crazy forest dweller has turned into four, I see.
Where have you been? I haven't seen you since Idkeum.
Calm down. It's been a month, max. And you know me, I've kept myself busy.
It feels so much longer. What brings you here?
I've brought news. Soren, he's awake.
Oh. Oh, we just thought the game was over, okay? We just thought the game was over, apparently. Oh! Oh, but hey, Soren's awake. The Divine Speaker's Sun and Moon is out now. Journey to the Past of the Divine Speaker, the Sun and Moon, an enthralling fantasy visual novel and an 18-plus prequel to the Divine Speaker. Follow the intertwining journeys of Lucius and Emil as they navigate their past and future, each grappling with the fate they have been dealt. Will they be able to find a happy future, or does only pain and suffering await them? Lucius longs for a past that he cannot return to, while Emil is fixated on creating a future that may not come to pass. As their paths cross and their stories become intertwined, each must come to terms with the destiny that awaits them and refuse to accept it. In a game of the past and the future, the sun and the moon, who will come out on top? Alright. They built all this in a month. I need to show this to the builders across the street. Put them in shame. Well, they had Daddy's help to come help. But that's pretty cool. They adopted those two kids. So they have a full family. So the prequel is Caspian and Lucius fighting over their Omega. Emil, apparently. Oh gosh. But there, we completed a route. That was pretty interesting. They was like, oh yeah, Soren's awake. Because they were like working so hard to try to get Soren to like survive. So it's pretty cool that, you know, he did make it. That was like a loose end that they still had to do. So I'm glad they tied that up nicely. Wow, that has been a long journey. But we did it! We survived! Okay, hang on. Get out of that. Alright, we need to figure out what we're gonna play next week. I'll probably put up a poll. Wait. Yeah, I'll probably put up a poll so everybody can figure it out. What they want to look at or what they want to play. Oh my gosh, I'm tired. I can't even talk straight anymore. The fact that Soreness had no plot relevance and they tried to make us care about him at the end. Soren, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I see that, but I'm glad they did, like, let us know that he woke up, because I know that was one of the things, like, will he ever wake up type things. Honestly, this game is amazing, and what I strive to create. Yeah! Like, I believe in you. I know you can make whatever you wish. You just have to believe in yourself and do it. Okay. We went from I'm not being sure if I was going to stream today to finishing the Divine Speaker. Oh my goodness. And it hasn't even been 2 hours. Holy crap, it felt longer than that. But we did start late, so we'll be ending this here. And if you have any suggestions on games that we need to stream, just let me know. And I'll have a poll up to see what you guys want to start next week. Thank you for joining this long journey. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!